Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at what feels like a really pivotal moment in crypto. We've seen some major players making pretty bold moves and, well, for some, generating some serious wealth. So our mission today is basically to cut through all that noise. We want to distill the key insights from what's been happening, give you a bit of a shortcut, to understand the forces shaping digital assets right now. For this deep dive, we've got a good mix. We pulled from Cointelegraph's What Happened in Crypto Today, a Bloomberg report, and even some direct thoughts from Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse on X. We're going to show you not just what happened, but critically, why it actually matters. Okay, so let's unpack this. One of the clearest signals, I think, of crypto sort of growing up comes from Ripple Labs. They're making a pretty significant move, applying for a national bank charter here in the US with the OCC. Now, this isn't totally out of the blue, right? Circle, the stablecoin issuer, they went down a similar path. But what does this specific move really signify for the industry?
Yeah, it's interesting. What really stands out is the why behind it for Ripple. Their CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, he put out on X that it lines up with Ripple's long-standing compliance roots. That's his framing. He seems to see it as setting a, quote, new and unique benchmark for trust in the stablecoin market. Basically, it puts Ripple directly under federal and state oversight. And, their stablecoin, RLUSD, it's already regulated by the New York DFS. So they're familiar with regulation, but this is definitely a step up, a big one.
Right. So it's more than just getting another regulatory stamp of approval. For you listening, why does this push for a bank charter matter? What kind of trust are we talking about? What does it really unlock?
Well, it's about competitive advantage, partly. A bank charter isn't just this vague trust thing. It could potentially let Ripple offer a much wider range of regulated financial services directly, deepens those traditional finance ties, and it sets a precedent. It really shows that a crypto firm can operate under the highest level of, federal scrutiny that might encourage other digital asset firms, maybe especially in the stablecoin space, to try for similar legitimacy. It's a very public signal that they plan to be a long-term, fully compliant player in the financial system.
That's a serious commitment to the established financial world. But okay, while Ripple is going that route, pursuing legitimacy through traditional channels, crypto's impact is also being felt in, well, let's say more unexpected ways, altering fortunes, even for someone like former President Donald Trump. Yeah, here's where it gets really interesting, I think. Bloomberg had this report recently. Donald Trump's net worth reportedly jumped by $620 million in just months. And they're attributing this directly to his ventures linked to the crypto industry. The report said crypto is now a sizable portion of his wealth. For the first time, about 9% of his estimated $6 billion net worth as of June. Okay, let's try to break down where this wealth reportedly came from, impartially, based on the report. Two main things seem to be involved. First, this family-backed crypto business, World Liberty Financial. WLF, Trump and his three sons apparently earned $390 million through token sales, about $550 million worth sold. And, importantly, they collectively hold over $2 billion worth of WLF governance tokens, which, basically give voting power over the project.
And on top of that, WLF might have netted another $100 million from a big deal. An Abu Dhabi investment firm, MGX, used WLS stablecoin, USD1, to settle part of an investment in Binance. So that's one piece. The second area is his personal meme coin, Official Trump, or Trump. That was reportedly worth around $150 million at the time of the report. Now, this one drew quite a bit of criticism from U.S. lawmakers. You might remember the announcement about a dinner for top token holders and a VIP tour. Yeah, that caused a stir. And looking forward, there are millions of these Trump tokens set to unlock gradually over the next 3 years. It's still unclear if the president will be entitled to claim more tokens from that.
Right. And if we step back and connect this to the bigger picture, it's more than just, a surprising financial windfall for a public figure. It really forces us to look at how deeply crypto is getting integrated, not just in finance, but in, politics, political discourse itself. It creates these completely new ways, potentially, for influence. And it raises a really critical question, I think. What does this kind of financial integration mean where politics and digital assets meet, especially thinking about future campaign finance rules or transparency around these kinds of holdings? It's a complex territory.
Yeah, the speed of that wealth generation is just something else. But beyond these sort of individual stories, the underlying tech, the infrastructure that enables all this, that's also changing fast. Let's shift gears and look at how big platforms like Coinbase are building out that foundation. Coinbase just announced its latest acquisition, a company called Liquify. It's a token management platform, and it focuses specifically on early-stage tokenization projects. And just for context, this isn't a one-off. It's actually Coinbase's 4th acquisition just in 2025. Remember back in May, they bought Deribit for, what was it, $2.9 billion? Huge crypto derivatives platform.
Exactly. They're clearly on a mission.
So they are definitely making strategic buys.
Yeah, and the intent behind this Liquify acquisition seems very clear. Greg Tusar, he's the VP of Institutional Product at Coinbase, he basically said, acquiring Liquify gives them, and I'm quoting, best-in-class capabilities in token cap table management, vesting, and compliance. Go. So the problem they're trying to solve is how complex token launches are. Especially for developers building directly on blockchains, the on-chain builders, they face all these fragmented legal hurdles, tax issues, compliance stuff, regulatory questions. It can be a massive barrier.
Right. So the goal is just simplification, making it easier to launch a token.
Pretty much, yeah. Tusar said the goal is to remove these barriers. They want to provide the product and the expertise, make token launches simple, compliant, and scalable. That's the vision. Liquify apparently helps by automating a lot of the core workflows, reducing the risk involved in launching a token. And this fits right into Coinbase's bigger picture, making token launches easier, faster, and more global than issuing traditional startup equity. It's really about changing how capital gets raised and how assets are, digitized.
That's huge. So if you're watching the future of digital assets, or even just how traditional finance might adapt, this really shows how the major players are actively working to streamline things, make it easier for new projects to come online. It's not just about convenience, it's about speeding up innovation, right? Potentially opening up totally new ways to invest that just weren't possible a few years back. Okay, so let's bring it all together. What does this all mean? Today, we've kind of walked through 3 really key movements shaping crypto right now. You've got Ripple chasing that deep institutional legitimacy with the bank charter application. Then there's the significant crypto wealth generation for a figure like Donald Trump and all the questions that raises. And finally, Coinbase strategically building out infrastructure through acquisitions like Liquify.
Yeah, and the common thread, I think, the thing that links all these stories, it's just the undeniable integration and, frankly, maturation of crypto. It's clearly moving way beyond being just a niche thing. It's embedding itself into traditional finance. It's becoming a real factor in public life, even in politics. So as a final thought, maybe something for you to consider, think about how all these different threads, a regulated stablecoin future, the politics of crypto wealth, easier token launches, how they might really reshape the digital economy, say, over the next year or so. What kinds of new regulatory challenges pop up, or what unexpected opportunities might emerge when crypto gets this tangled up with traditional finance and very prominent public figures? It's definitely something to watch.